Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, brought to you today by base metals explorer Critical Resources, ASX code CRR. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now by the Managing Director of Critical Resources, Alex Biggs. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Matt.
Critical Resources is an emerging base metals company with assets in New South Wales and Oman, and also a new lithium project in Canada. The company recently poked a few holes into its Gibson prospect at its Halls Peak project in New South Wales in search of a large SEDEX-style lead, zinc, silver, copper discovery. And whilst assay results are still pending, it seems like the very first hole may well have been on the money. Okay, Alex, we'll get into that in a minute, but just tell me why the Halls Peak region? What's it like as a geological address?
Yeah, it's excellent, Matt. There's some history there, mining, small-scale mining and exploration dating back 100 years. Most recently, exploration in 2016 identified some fantastic mineralisation. 37 metres at 8.7% zinc and 3% lead and 1.4% copper. Another hole there, 11.2 metres at nearly 20% zinc and nearly 11% lead. So there's a lot for us to follow up on. And what we've done ourselves, we've identified some larger sort of geophysical targets at depth, which, we're hoping will allow us to prove the scale of this SEDEX deposit.
What about the region generally? Does it house many big deposits?
Nearby, you've got Hillgrove, which is about 40 k's from us. But typically, adjacent to the New England Fold Belt is the Lachlan Fold Belt, which everybody knows very well. So people have always focused on that region. We're next door, and we think that, this project, once we start defining it, is really going to get people excited about that area.
Okay, so you've now put a drill hole into the Gibson prospect. I know the assays are still to come, but did you see anything visibly in that hole?
Yeah, in our first drill hole, we intersected massive sulphides. In the first 20 metres, we intersected 3.8 metres, 1 metre and 0.85 metres. And further down the hole at 100 metres, we intersected about 8.5 metres of variable mineralisation, which included massive sulphides. So as a first hole in a drill program, it doesn't really get any better than that.
Where do you go now from a drilling perspective?
So all up, there's 4,200 metres planned at Halls Peak. We're just at the start. We're going to start looking at some of these deeper holes, and some of these deeper holes are down to 500 metres and even 700 metres, targeting those geophysical anomalies that we've identified.
Now, I know you also just picked up the Mavis Lake Lithium project in Canada. I was looking at some of the numbers there, early numbers, 55 metres at over 1% lithium and 26 metres going 1.7%. So that also looks really interesting. Alex Biggs from Critical Resources, thanks for joining me on Bulls and Bears today. And remember, we're only here to give you information, not advice, which you should, of course, seek independently. I'm Matt Birney, and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company CEO interviews, go to the Money page on the 6PR, 2GB and 3AW websites and click the Public Companies tab.